comes the sun.
Hey, here comes the sun. I love it.
Right?
Well,
And
hello.
there's no way to close it out. Sorry, everybody.
No, I think it looks cool. I always
I
like when
love
it
it.
does that. It looks really cool, and then you start glowing, and all the energy starts flowing in, and it's amazing, and it's very powerful energy today. We have a beautiful new moon in Gemini at 11:02 p.m. Eastern tonight at 6 degrees, um, which and it's well, it's trying. Uh,
Uh-oh.
it's what happened? Did we lose something?
Oh no. Where'd you
Oh, did I go?
Yeah.
Am I there now?
Yeah.
Okay. So apparently we're gonna have disturbance in the field on my internet, and it usually happens when we have a lot of solar stuff, which I'm just starting now to realize that's what it is. Um, Diane and I were just talking in the back about all the solar activity, and we feel, I don't know if anyone knows, but in the last hour, something seems to have been triggered. We both got really like jittery, anxious, like, and we weren't like that all day.
Yeah.
And
Like just shoving food in my mouth when I'm not even hungry. That
mm,
energy that we get when we start doing that.
yeah,
And I
it's
was
pretty,
shoving food in my mouth.
and that's okay. It was pretty intense, and you did do yard work all day, so
Yeah.
you needed to eat. Let's just say that. But this moon is a very nice moon, and this to me is the demarcation point, the beginning. I'm
You-
not saying we're all there, but it's the demarcation point of finally getting finally getting out of the mud we were stuck in for the last few months. And here we are with Gemini coming in. It's got a lot of nice aspects. It's a really beautiful energy, but we're in Gemini season. We have this new moon. It's a super moon in Gemini. And we have Mercury in Gemini, which is the ruler of Gemini. So there's going to be a lot of information flowing down to us. I mean, it's all about communication and giving and receiving information of across all sorts of um, modalities. What you watch, what you read, what you listen to, and this energy is going to really spark us. It's been doing it. I'd say last few days. It's sparking us like back into who we are, because the thing is, we've dropped so much of what we weren't the last few months that now we have made a big enough container to receive higher consciousness information. And that to me, especially for our community, is going to be the number one thing. We're going to get those divine downloads. We're going to get that information from our spirit teams, from source, from creator, whatever you call the higher source of all of us. And it does take some discipline though in Gemini, because Gemini is so fast and can do 20 things at once, and you have all these plans and all this stuff. Diana's a Gemini. She'll verify. So,
Well, this is the good part about Saturn being in Aries, because
yeah,
he is tempering that impulse desire. It's like, nope, you got to do your homework first, then you can go do the fun stuff.
that's right.
So that's just holding back so that you don't jump the gun. So
Yeah,
that as you take a step forward, you know where you've put your foot. And
right,
if the ground is shifting, you're aware of it so you can maintain your balance.
right.
And that's really what we need to take care of during this time.
Being conscious of your
Yes.
movements, of what it is but kind of plan it out. Do your Saturn,
Do
become
your
that. Yeah,
consequence. Saturn comes along to remind you that for every action, there is a reaction. So when you create your action, is it going to bring you a consequence or a blessing?
Mm-hmm. And that's important. And that's where our intuition and our inner knowing comes in, because you're going to automatically know what's for your highest, best interest going forward. I'm not saying every time, but we've cleared a lot, and we're pretty good. We've already are connected to our teams and to spirit. Um, this is this is like enhancing who it is we are wishing, what we wished for and dreamed for in Pisces, and all that stuff that was stuck in Pisces for was months. And we were saying to use your imagination, allow yourself to dream, allow yourself to float. Well, now it's kind of time to put it all together. But that doesn't mean jump before you're ready, just like Diana just said.
Right. Like, so I just posted it also on my channel. There's a picture of what my new moon project was for this day.
She has?
I certainly could have done this by myself, but I didn't. I had my brother's help. And so, because I'm dying to get my hands in the dirt, but these containers needed to get put together. And even though I'm vegan, most vegans like swear off honey, but I don't, because I know that there is a sustainable way to harvest honey, and that if we don't save the bees, and we know that there is a problem with the bees, if we don't save them, we'll have no food. Because whether you're a meat eater or not, we need plant life to create feed, because so many animals that are in the food industry rely on oats, barley, corn, grass. And so we have to have the bees in order to keep that going. So I've been wanting to do bees for a very long time. And it's since we're expecting this intense summer because of the solar flares, it is a good Zen project, because beekeepers have to have patience, because it's a pricey project. Once you get started, it's a different story. But when you're getting started on this, it's an investment. And with all of the financial part that you invest in it, are you going to just waste it? Or are you going to do your best? Well, you're dealing with an animal who will go to any extreme to protect itself, to defend its community, which is another reason why I really thought this was a perfect time to get into it, because we need to be community-based.
I mean, I think it's brilliant. I think it's brilliant because what you did is you're already spiritually connected, but you took something that really meant something to your heart, which is the most important thing here, and you followed that through with your Saturn. You need your Mercury to plan the things out. I mean, she's blessed with being a Gemini, so she already has it like that. But this is perfect. This is a perfect example of how we are going to go forward as a community, picking up the things that mean something to our heart. I'd say that's always the most important lesson. I do want to say to Red Dragon, she said, what day is Saturn and Uranus conjunct? That won't be exact. They're 1 degree orb right now, but exact at 0 degrees will be next February 20th, 2026.
Saturn and Uranus, or Saturn and Neptune?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Uranus is
He meant right below it says Saturn and Neptune. I
right,
saw it,
okay,
but I
there you
said
go.
Uranus instead of Neptune. I'm a little hyper, so bear with me.
Well,
Um,
you know,
they're gonna be tracking together for a while.
right.
But,
So a bee will, when a bee stings, it's the last thing they want to do, because what happens is they kill themselves. Their
mm,
stomach explodes. They have to push it open so bad, so hard that their abdomen explodes in order to get the stinger out so that it can defend itself or the hive or whatever. And so the lesson to be learned is in the patience that it takes to have a healthy colony, and then watching how the colony works together.
I think it's gonna be so cool. I know I'm gonna get updates a lot, or we all are. But I
Well,
think it's really interesting how to learn how that all works and to see it in action in the moment, you know?
because it might be a hard year just to try and grow tomatoes. I know last year I had a lot of um, half-assed crops, like
Hmm.
6 tomatoes on a bush that was taller than me and spread out all over the place. But they would rot before they were able to ripen.
I
And why
know.
is that? I know the rules of how to grow these things, and they must have been diseased.
And that, or, I mean, we are in solar maximum, and that usually lasts about 2 to 3 years, and we're right in the peak of it right now. So it gets really hot especially in the summer. I mean, you got to think what that sun's doing every time there's any activity directed towards Earth. Well, it doesn't even have to be directed towards Earth. It's just like the planets.
Oh,
That
right.
solar comes in and it clears out any of the density within you, any blocks, trauma, pain. And we don't know it. We're not like, the only reason I know this because this is what happened to me last time in solar maximum in 2012. And man, I literally thought I was dying. I was in so much pain. But I healed out of that. I healed from it. And I kept going and I kept following my guidance. That's why I kept going. If I would have been in my ego, I would have never healed. I probably would have died. I was very close. But as that is clearing you out, the sun, those um, protons and neutrons and neutrinos and everything come in and connect to your DNA and upgrade your DNA. You upgrade and it heals you. You literally heal from the inside out on a molecular level. It is really cool but it is intimidating too to know that the sun really affects Diana, the flares affect her. And I can empathize with that. I've had it happen to me, and a lot of times you don't know. You just think, why don't I feel good? I didn't know. I didn't know until like towards the end of that solar maximum when my guides led me to that information. I didn't even know that was going on.
Right.
I had no idea. So,
Even as a kid, I would have seizures and they would check me for epilepsy, and I had no epilepsy. But
mm,
until 1980s, when blood tests had evolved, and the
mhm,
ability to find where the disease is, it was discovered that that's been my problem all along, was an autoimmune systemic lupus. And I'm not the only person on earth that has this.
mm.
You can live with it, but you have to take precautions.
Right. And no matter what a lot of us, especially the females, have autoimmune diseases. That solar activity inflames you. Your body is inflamed. It's, what's that called when you get, oh no, the word just left my mind, squirrel. But it's, what is the word? It's right there and it won't come when you,
Triggers?
well, yeah, it triggers because it's inflaming. What's the other word for inflammation? That's the word I'm looking for. It's right there. God damn.
Yeah, the
I
moment,
got
not the past tense of.
it.
Exactly. Exactly. So what do? I even coming down the stairs. Nope, guardian of the stairwell. You are with me. We are
Mm-hmm.
walking down this together, you know? So,
Yeah,
I mean, we have to, and don't, I mean, you know when it's okay to push and when it's not okay to push.
absolutely. We
So
all
push
do.
yourself,
Yeah.
you know, especially when we don't feel good. There's so many of us who jump into the fire
Mm,
and it doesn't do any good. It just makes matters worse. So if you're feeling good and you still give yourself room to take breaks, why don't you do that when you're feeling bad and you keep pushing?
I used to be like that too. I had to learn. That's a hard one to learn. That's a hard one because you think everything needs to get done yesterday. If you're, if you're that type of person, and it's got to be now, and it's got to be perfect. And well, that was a big thing to break. You want to say hi to everybody real quick?
Sure, go ahead.
We have
I
Janet.
I
Hi.
can't bring up the chat, unfortunately.
Oh, we have Janet. Red Dragon. I think is Kim B now. Pamela Anderson. Hello. Janet, Gina's Place, Brina, 41. Nice to see you here. Jenny, hi. Amanda Carroll, Linda Day Gonzalez, how are you? Let's see.
Yeah,
Divine
now I can
Universe.
see my chat. Hi,
I love
chatters, tribal
I love your
dancers.
name, Divine Universe. Um, Lauren Hunsinger, hi. Debbie at 3 Shifting Veils, and Jen B, Visionary Gal. Nice to see everybody. Oh, in fact, Diana, did you want to do? We were going to start with a grounding,
Well,
some breathing. Did you want to do that now? And
yes, I think that's a great idea. Let's just take a break for a second, and
yeah, couple breaths.
we're going to take them deep, hold at the top, and exhale with your mouth open so we can really change the atmosphere inside and out. We call upon all of our angels and our guides. While our eyes are burning from the sun and its glare, from tears of laughter or from tears of sorrow, help us heal that from the inside out. Help us find happy moments in every lesson we have to learn. Help us find patience and tolerance. And judgment, stand on the other side of the door. Understanding in the heart keeps understanding for each other. This together will help us heal ourselves, our neighbors, our families, the earth. So mote it be.
That is beautiful.
Thank
That
you.
felt really good. Thank you.
You're
It's like
welcome. Thank you for asking.
we need to, and that's the perfect thing to do. Anytime you feel like especially during Gemini season, we're going to feel like we're going too fast or we're not going fast enough. You just stop and
Well, here comes Saturn in Aries to slow things down because he is in there with Neptune.
thank
And
God.
we got to keep in mind that Saturn represents the Hierophant in the tarot, or the school principal, or the father figure, or the stepfather figure, and the Pope. And what does he say when he's integrity? It is just, wait a minute, are all your chores done? Did you check your homework? How about the math? Did you redo the math and make sure you got it right? Because your teacher has no tolerance for that, and she doesn't have to, right? So it's going to feel like a retrograde, even though it's not. It's just because Neptune and Saturn are still together in this sign of rulership is by Mars in that sign. So Mars is the planet of action. He wants to take off running. He might as well be Mercury's brother, right?
Yeah,
so,
he's
well, and with this Saturn in Aries, when we look at Aries, it's the first sign of the zodiac, and it rules the first house. And so when we look at that, we go, that house is I am that I am. But with Saturn there, we're going to begin to understand that I am aware. Therefore, I know I am.
That's right.
And that it takes this community, this bee colony, to work together.
I love
to protect each other, to keep the honey going, to keep the hive cool in the hot summer and warm in the cold winter.
I love it. And he's right next to Saturn. I mean, Saturn's right next to Neptune, which they've just traveled through Pisces together. So everybody that's gone, and everybody's gone through Pisces already. He was the last one to come out, and everybody has been transformed because Pisces transforms you. It elevates you. You evolve. We evolved. And it's just starting in Aries. But know that it's got that spiritual higher consciousness undertone to it. We're not going forward in, just for the money or the fame or just for the material things. It's got to be heart-centered. That's really important. Just like Diana getting her beehive, that's heart-centered. That was something that she really dreamt of and made it happen. So to me, that's really cool. And there's trying to Pluto. That's retrograde in Aquarius. That is about transform. And we're going to transform either way. Pluto doesn't care how you do it. If you're in integrity, truth, and authenticity, it's smooth. And I think most of us here are that. If you're not, you're going to see people who aren't in integrity, and that Pluto, that's just going to keep hitting them, that Pluto and that Saturn. And even though they're trying, and that's a nice aspect, as long as you have that solid foundation and you're coming from your heart, everything will be cool. But did you want to go into the healer? Go ahead.
Oh, yes, we definitely need to talk about that. And excuse me for having to pull the chart up, but I ran out of printer paper.
Oh, that's fine. Me, I got charts everywhere.
Right? So, yeah. But another important thing is Chiron is still in Aries. And we know that Chiron is the wounded healer. And we've been working with him in Aries for about 3 years. And he's got a 7-year stint. So he's only halfway through. He is sitting at, I made that up. I forgot how long ago he went in. But he is sitting at 25 degrees of Aries. But he's going to have a retrograde in here again.
Another one.
Right. Now he has an undulating orbit. And that means sometimes he goes way out on the elliptical. And when it's a 7-year stint like this, he's way out there and coming back. And it is oval, torpedo-like. And so during this time in Aries, this is more about healing our own wounds, the things that we have been re-injuring because we talk so negatively to ourselves.
Right.
right?
Man, so true.
And with Mercury in Gemini, we have a positive aspect to the fire sign Aries. Time to refine the way you talk to yourself.
Yes. That's what this is all about, don't you think? I'd say the rest of the moons for this year, it's all about creating, because we've been in this release period where we're recreating ourselves. But now that we've got to this part of the journey, the next all these moons coming up are about us building ourselves. And that's what Saturn's asking you. Who is it you want to be authentically, and build yourself. Build that person. Build those skills, those abilities, those talents you have, whatever it is that makes your heart smile.
Yeah.
It's so important. I just want to say Chiron entered Aries April 17th, 2018, and he will be there until June 19th, 2026.
Yeah.
So what's that? 8 years about
Yeah.
8 years?
Yeah.
It's a long time he's been there. But this is us being restructured because I am Aries, right? Chiron, what's that internal rune? And I love how you said that, Diana. We kept it open. We kept re-wounding ourselves, you know?
Right. Punching ourselves in the cheek.
Oh man, Venus is just about going to be conjunct with him, so
Yeah.
that's going to come up within the next week or two, where it is about what you love and value, what was wounded, what was still wounded. Now that's a deep wound, right? Because how many times have we loved and lost, or
Mm-hmm.
lost a job, or lost something important to us? So, but on the other hand, we have been clearing this since 2017. So we've come a long, long way. And then we have Hygeia. I'm sorry, where am I? Where
Yeah.
are we?
Hygeia.
Hygeia with who's she with?
She's another doctor of the universe.
Yeah, no, I
And
mean,
she is in Taurus, but she's also moved into
right.
Gemini with the sun. At 25 degrees of Taurus, the sun and Hygeia were conjunct. And, you know, that was just as they were going into the sign of Gemini. So that was on the 18th, 7th, 18th. And they're still within proximity of each other.
Well, what's Hygeia at today? Because isn't she close to Sedna?
Yeah, because Sedna's at one, or is about to get at 1 degree. Well, hold on 1 second.
And
I'm trying to look at it. Right. We have such a stellium right now.
Yes.
So Sedna's at 1 degree today and 1 minute of arc. So she's still moving really, really slow. She's going to be in Gemini for 40 years.
Yeah.
And this is our independence.
Yes.
Because what did she have to do? She had to sacrifice and adapt. And in doing so, she became the goddess of the sea. In doing so, she became independent. So these are the things that we have to understand. How do we maintain our independence, right? And right next to her at 1 degree, but 47 minutes of arc, meaning that she's getting ready to go into 2 degrees. But that is where Hygeia is. And she's the one who's got the ideas on how to heal yourself. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to use myself as an example. But y'all know that junk has been going on with me with these solar flares and my blood disorder, my autoimmune issues. And I have a specific way that I know I'm going to heal. And I know that I can't do it alone, but there isn't a doctor that really listens to me, except for one. And that's a chiropractor, because he understands how to work with energy. And so I get pestered by my darling brothers who only mean well. I know that. But they don't see what I see. As bad as it looks to them on the outside, I know how much better it was when it started, because it starts on the inside.
Mm.
So I know I have moments where I look like a doddering old lady to you guys, but it's not really like that. I know how much better it is than it was. And that's where my argument has to come in. It's I got to sacrifice. What am I sacrificing? Talking nice. It's my turn to yell at you. You need to listen to me. No, you're not coming in here and doing this. No, you are not going to take over. No, I'm not getting a hip replacement. No, I'm not going to get a doctor, because I've been to the doctor and none of them want to listen. So,
well, that's we all come to that point where we have to be in Saturn again, right? Where we take charge of ourselves, and everybody else's advice or opinions and things. Thank you, that's nice, but I know my body, and to me, that's the way of the future. We know our bodies. We know everything's energy. Energy healing's going to be so profound everywhere. It's going to be different.
When us earthlings navigate out of this baloney that's going on with this high impact solar stuff, when we get out of that, I'll reassess.
Exactly. I think solar maximum happens every 11 years, but it lasts for
11
about
to 12.
it lasts for about 3 years.
And it's a couple of years of building up to it, and then a couple of years of egress out of it. So it's just like everything else.
Build up.
It's an ebb and flow. And the other thing with those, when they go off, even if they're on the other side of the sun that is not facing Earth, they're blasting out. They are in a sign in the zodiac, and they are blasting out to a planet somewhere out there, and they ricochet and they come back at us. And the sun turns and the Earth turns, and there's so many factors that bring it all together.
Yeah, it's constant.
Right. And when the wind is extremely strong and it's like, where did this come from? It's the sun sending you a message.
And Kim B is saying, Pam Gregory said she couldn't find any time. All the astrologers have looked for this year's placements and what's going on. It's nowhere to be found. And it's definitely, if it's even close, it's not the planets that are in play right now. But it's never happened where we've had 5 outer planets move signs. It's just during solar maximum, during probably, we have better measurements of Earth with the Schumann resonance. But before, they really didn't have all this, right? And then Lauren,
the technology.
Thank you. Chiropractors figured out how best to deal with Hashimoto's. See? It's all energy, and they understand the body. To me, in history, that Neptune and Saturn were at 0 degrees Aries. Yeah, no, it's nowhere. Isn't that something? Now, in another sign, they might have it. I believe it did happen in another sign, but this is us. Hi, Sal. Let me say hi to Sal. Rainbow Dragon. Thank you, Rainbow Dragon, for that nice compliment. Hi, Kayla. Kayla's here. Karen's here. Hi, Karen and Gwen Curry. Good to see you, ladies.
Well, and then here's Mercury sitting in there too.
Ruby red flippers.
He's at 2 degrees. Hey, Ruby.
Yeah.
And so there's that whole dialogue again. What's the best way? You have the dialogue with yourself, right? Because it is Sedna, it is Hygeia in Gemini, and it is Chiron in Aries. So talk to yourself about how you talk to yourself.
Yeah, that's exactly what we are focusing on in this moon, especially. This is us preparing ourselves for the rest of the moons coming in. And this is all about our personal healing. Yes, the collective is going to heal too and go through their own changes, but we heal faster as we heal ourselves individually.
Well,
Right?
and it's hard to believe it, but we're already 6 months through the year.
I know it. It's crazy.
I know.
Crazy. Well, I'd say, Debbie, we're talking about end of 2026 to beginning of 2027. But now remember, all this is an individual experience too. When you say all this chaotic energy settles down planetarily, but what Diana was just saying is that it's up to us to nurture ourselves through this. And when we get caught up in the chaotic energy, what can I go, what can I do? What can I go do? Ground, focus on something I love, play with your pets or your grandchildren or your children or something, and change that moment. That's the power we have, is our perception and our ability to change things in the moment. Now, sometimes you just got to feel the crap, I understand that, and it's part
Well,
of it.
and that's okay too, because,
Yeah,
if you don't feel that, you can't feel when you're feeling better.
that's right. Oh my God, that's a good one. Yeah, it's the truth. Um, I thought this was interesting, Diana. The Sabian symbol for this moon
Uh-huh.
was an old-fashioned well tap into inner wisdom.
Ooh.
Memories of Atlantis, Lemuria, healing the past, awakening the future. And that's what we're doing. That's what we've been doing since 2012, probably before that, without really knowing it. But I love that. I thought you would like that
I
old-fashioned
do.
well tap.
I do. And we are a wealth of information, and all that we have done and have been through lifetime after lifetime. Our DNA has a memory. Our muscles have a memory. Everything you could do at 3 years old, your muscles remember. Might have to struggle to get there again, but it remembers how it acted. So sometimes when you cannot do a certain action, a certain exercise, imagine your muscles will behave as if you are actually doing it.
It's the truth, yeah. And our imagination is what creates our reality. And this is why we were talking so heavy. I mean, we were in Pisces season and we had all those planets there, and the North Node still in Pisces. But that it is so important to dream in and imagine the reality you want to experience,
Yeah.
and not allow the outside forces, like Diana was just saying, her brothers telling her what to do, influencing your your peace. This is your energy column. You
Right.
can ground, we anchor into earth, we're connected to our higher self, and we have choices in every moment. And that's our responsibility though. And there's where that Saturn comes in with Aries, saying, are you going to allow yourself to be taken off your center, or are you going to focus on what you love and value? Hi, Randy. Hi, Play Love Remember. Oh, it's so good to see you. What is that? What Sal's saying is that's where the desert comes in. The desert. And Parette's here. Hi, Parette.
Pirate.
Nice to see everyone. It's so good to see everybody. And so this is us healing. As we're healing, we're recreating our new selves in these new energies for the new era. And that's just going to keep going on. And we have access to anything that we have put our heart's desire on. As soon as you do that, the frequency understands that you're doing something that you love. So that frequency opens up other opportunities for you, and they just flow in. It's just like an ease and grace, and that's what spirit does. I mean, it's really, really cool.
Mhm.
If you think of it like that. I was one of those people who fought against all this because I didn't understand. I didn't really understand. But I think we're all at a
And now look,
certain. We're what?
and now look at you.
I was fighting it, boy. I was feisty and angry, pissed, and all I did was make my life miserable. And then I finally, it was like I got uncled one day, and they said, "Well, what would it just speak out?" And this is a good thing for this Gemini season too. Speak it out loud. Speak it out loud. And that's what they had me do. Speak it out. If you could have anything you wanted, no restrictions, no money, no time, no energy, what would you do? So I spoke it out and they had me write it down and I wrote it down and no shit, with less than 2 years, I had it all. And that, I wasn't asking to be a millionaire or anything like that, but I know
Does that need a break?
I just wanted to heal. Really, I just wanted to heal and be in peace, I was
Somewhere in the
not in
middle,
peace.
please.
Yeah, that's all. And
Well,
feel good.
right. Venus is going to go into her sign, Taurus,
Yeah.
6th of June.
The
So
6th of June?
yeah, that's just around the corner.
Okay.
So now she being in a sign that she has rulership in,
Yeah.
and it's the first earth sign of the zodiac, she's going to be working even harder because Taurus also represents body beautiful.
Mm.
So she's going to be working even harder to connect heart-centeredness to our own personal physicality, right?
That's so cool. And that's, I mean, and if we look at Gemini, right, it represents the twins, represents the 2 hands, 2 arms. What am I?
Hands, the lungs,
Shoulders, the lungs,
the arms, the fingers.
So
the mirror image.
Yeah. And so if we look at ourselves, right, we have our physical body here, but we have our spiritual body too. And it is the mirror image. And more of our spiritual higher selves are coming in. And this is why we're doing all this clearing and healing and all that. Because as we clear, we elevate in frequency. As we elevate in frequency, we live in more harmonious energy. We live, we create from that space instead of survival and struggle and strife. What are we gonna say?
Well, June 17th will still be in Gemini, but June 17th, Mars goes into Virgo.
Oh, really?
And
That's soon?
When he does that, again, the planet of action is going into a sign of perfection, a fellow earth sign for that, to the Venus in Taurus. And that's going to create a good old fashioned sextile. And that is going to make us want to be in service.
Yeah.
But with all the other stuff, don't forget to serve yourself, or you can't do anything for anybody else. Yeah. And this really does feel like it is a big part of the theme with the rest of this year.
Yeah. I mean that, and that's the divine masculine and the divine feminine in a sextile. Yeah, think of it like that. So that's nice energy. And you have the energy to do the things you want to create. Like Diana has the energy to do her beehives and her garden. Hi, Millie.
Well, I think, I'm not saying it's easy, particularly when you're first getting started. There's a lot to learn. And I'm the kind of person that needs hands-on experience to be the best teacher. And so many of you here with us are the same way. And so for me, it's going to be Zen B.
Oh, I love that.
Right? Because you have to be we're all teachers, even if it's only ourselves we're teaching. So you have to be patient with yourself. Now I'm dealing with the life of a colony of bees.
That
My
is so
queen, my queen comes and her attendees, it's called a nucleus, nuke for short, that arrives sometime after June 16th. That week is supposed to be the week that they send them out to me. And I hope I'm ready when they get here.
right. Hi, Mr. Floyd Universe. Nice to see you here. Thank you for stopping in.
Yes, yes.
Um,
Go ahead.
Play Love Remember says, I have to keep that up front because that's a life lesson I finally got. Give myself first. Yes. It
Yeah,
takes us a long time to get that
yeah.
and understand it because we think, oh, they won't be able to make it without me or whatever that is, you know?
My mother's and father's wedding song and favorite song for them as a couple was oh, oh my God, I'm hearing it and I can't think of the name. I can't believe it.
I
Mom, why
mean,
do that?
that's what's been happening
She
to me
pulled the
all
plug on it. She pulled the plug on it.
people.
To
And
each his own. That's it. The
oh,
name of it was To Each His Own. To each his own, your very own. And I found mine. Well, you got to be true to yourself first.
yeah, really,
It's okay to
it's
put ourselves
important.
first. It's been so long since we felt that relief, like we've been given permission. But
I
in
mean,
reality, we're the only ones who have to give ourselves permission.
and it feels so good when you can live in that space
Right?
and because once you give to yourself first, you have so much more to give to others. It's unbelievable. Like there's no time crunches like there used to be. There's no things go smoother. Like grace and ease comes in. That's the important part of this. When grace and ease, life should be. Well, I don't want to say should. They don't want to. Life is grace and ease if we choose it to
Yeah.
be grace and
Life
ease.
is very short and there's no time
Mhm.
for fussing and fighting, my friends.
See, I I did pull a couple cards. I'm sure Diana is too.
Oh, I
What
did.
what else are we? Let's see what else we got going here.
Well, everything, but you know, that I think is the most important thing right now because we need to stay in the moment, right?
Yeah, we really do. And that Mercury, this is all Mercury, the winged messenger, since things go really fast, he's an air sign. It's like you get these bolts of
Mm-hmm.
inspiration, you get this bolts of ideas, write them down too. This is the time. Don't say, oh, I'll write it later, because I do that all the time and I forget and I piss myself off. But I'm
Now,
trying
now,
to
now. What did
that's
you
why
say?
I see we ever hear writing tonight because they're like, write it down, write it down. So I'm doing that. Oh, what I just saw something.
Oh my
That
gosh. I thought I
Gemini.
pulled this deck of cards out, but no.
It says this would be a fun energy. This can be very fun and flowing. And if you just allow yourself to be open to the possibilities of what your spirit guides and the universe and Mother Earth and all of the guides and guardians, dragons. I mean, you get to really connect with those, all of the elementals, all of the beings, because the it's so quick and like I said, we're a frequency. And they understand when your frequency is dialed into their frequency, and those things come in into your awareness more often once they see that. Um,
I just had to keep going. The heck with getting
well,
another deck out because you know what?
hmm.
You just can't make this stuff up. It's like somebody stacked the deck and it wasn't me. So Merlin must have been paying a visit,
And spirit, okay, Merlin, I'll take Merlin too.
right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right? So we're in a dual sign right now, right? So
Mhm.
Gemini is never alone, right? And so it's about friendship and union.
Yeah.
Patty cake, baker's man, right?
And that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing right
That's
now.
That's right. And from that friendship comes romance and connection. And it doesn't have to
Oh,
be I'm madly in love with you kind of a romance. It is about the connection. It is about the love of the oneness that we can feel with each other.
yeah. I
And
love that. Yeah.
right, and keep focused on the fact that it's all a learning experience. And it is letting our own light shine,
Oh, I love it.
right? And then last but not least, signs and reminders. Everything, there are no accidents. Everything happens for a reason. How many times do you think that or hear that from others?
Mm,
And everything happens for a reason.
really does.
And you've got to look for the silver lining, even in the worst case scenario. Otherwise, it defeats you. And we don't want to defeat ourselves.
No.
We want to
We
give ourselves all opportunities that we possibly can.
Yeah, and we do that by shining our light, by being our authentic selves. Nice to see you. Hi, Jamie Moonlit. She says, hell yeah, Merlin. You guys are
Yeah.
adorable. I've never been on
Oh,
here
thank
before.
you.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for joining us, right?
Yeah, I mean, the more the merrier.
Right.
We love growing our community.
My Merlin is a prankster, that's for sure. He likes
Oh
to.
my goodness. And Gemini is known as the trickster.
Oh, yeah.
That one part. So, and that, well, there's so many ways that Mercury can show up. Most Geminis, and we all have Gemini in us somewhere, or we have the house somewhere. So and let me just.
Well, you all have Mercury, so it's all about conversation with Mercury.
Absolutely. And and remember, we both give readings. We can read together or separate, and the information's in the description box. We love doing readings. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness. I love it. Love it,
and,
love it.
and it's always fun when we get to be together.
Yeah, it is fun. It is a lot of fun. I just saw something that was really cool. We're getting a perception upgrade, which is so true. Like
Oh,
our worthiness, all of it is everything is based on our perception, and if the more we think highly of ourselves and think of shining our light. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
well, I had gone down to Ann Arbor yesterday for a get together with some friends and family. And I was coming home. It's an hour ride to get there and an hour ride to get back, right? So I'm coming home, and it was maybe 9:15 when I left. Well, we're going into the longest time of the year, so it was still daylight. And as I proceeded and gotten about 10, 15 minutes down the road, I had no conception of time.
No, I do
The
that all.
sun was definitely gone. And I was more than halfway home, but it felt as if I had no conception. It felt as if I had just left my friend's house, but I was already almost all the way home. And all of a sudden, I'm going gently up this slope where 23 connects to the stretch of 23 that is back in the country, my area. And the slope is going up, and there's no cars around me. The sun is definitely not in the sky any longer, but that pink is still out there. And the clouds yesterday, they looked like cloaking clouds with lots of flat bottom starships inside of them. And last night, they were this, I want to call it lamplighter gray. So if you've ever painted, you know what that color looks like. It's got a little tinge of blue in it and a little tinge of this, but it's gray. It's almost black, but it's flat. And that's what the clouds were looking like against this pale haze of pink. And as I came over this hill, I looked and I went, where the hell am I?
No.
I felt like I was flying. I felt as if I had taken off in a spaceship. I am not kidding. And y'all know my dreams. So there have been moments. And when I mean, it just felt like whoop, and going straight on till tomorrow. Right?
Till
Third star on the right, straight on till morning.
she's riding.
Say.
That is
But
so cool.
it was so tremendous. And I know that it was definitely a time hop that I went through.
Absolutely, yeah.
Definitely.
And
it still took me an hour to get home. But at that point where that occurred, it was like there was no time. There was no conception of time.
I love that. That's riding the frequencies, right? We're riding the frequencies
yeah.
and vibrations, and it's all connected, right? What we vibrate out comes to us. It is so cool, and you know, it helps to meditate. It helps to center yourself and ground yourself. But man, I love when that happens, and it's just crazy.
You know,
like,
if you've ever taken off in a plane, you know, you get to that point and the plane levels out and you feel it. And that is exact. And I'm at the top of the hill and there's nothing. And it's all dark around me except for this pink sky in front of me and the clouds that were just a silhouette. And it was just, wait a minute, where the hell am I?
I think it's so
I'm
cool.
still on my way home.
And
I can't find my way home.
Oh, I love that song.
Yeah.
So we get to rethink our path. I got so many notes here. Let me do these cards because I just got.
Oh my gosh, yes. Let me just.
I got this deck today. No, it's cool. It's the true crime deck. And I'm like, and I was just shuffling them. I didn't think, anything I would need it for today. I didn't even think like that because it's not that kind of deck, right? I got party and outer space. So here we are having a party about the outer space.
Right.
I thought that was so cute. I was like, oh, well, that works. And then I got these summer games. When fear rears its head, no need to be wary. Lean in. You're at the edge of evolving. And that's the summer. And then right after that, it says coming of fall. Let the spark of hope within you ignite and never cease. For it's never too late to manifest your dreams. And that is important to understand. A lot of us will put restrictions and age and money and time. Really, it's the minute you say none of that matters, it's the minute everything that you have been wishing for comes pouring into you. It really is really cool. And then I got an Archangel Gabriel's dragon who brings purification. Self-discipline will speed ascension and bring joy. You can carry Archangel Gabriel's diamond. Not beautiful.
Yep.
That's that. When you said you looked like you were flying yesterday, I saw you flying on a dragon. And then I
got the dragons on the dashboard. So
see, I got compass. So this is us figuring out which way we want to go, and as long as we're in. It's our true North Star, and this is another one I picked. The North Node is our way forward. And it says, orient your compass to true north, the direction of your higher power. You will never be lost. And then I got strength, and if you see her, she's holding the earth. And this is about being in your authenticity brings in your strength. I'm going to make sure I say that right. Your true strength comes not from self-reliance alone, but from a sincere faith in a higher power. That's everything. Everything is connected. Everything's connected from spirit. And we know we're ascending, and we know we're moving forward. Can't find all my stuff. I just thought it was cool. So
Yeah.
cool, so cool. Let's see. Okay, the biggest thing I almost forgot. When you hemisync, it's like when you cross your hands or you cross your legs or you cross your fingers, it helps your both sides of hemispheres of your brain connect. This also will help you relax the nervous system, which is really important. We want to do that. But as we are doing that, keep in mind, that, yeah, you have your ego in your mind, but everything's connected to spirit. Your heart is where spirit resides. Connect your mind and the ego to your heart. They are to work for your heart. The heart's the one who's directing, who has the answers, who knows what truly, if we're honest with ourselves and we give ourselves the time to listen to that small still voice, because the heart's quiet. It's not like the ego who's saying, no, you got to do this or that, or you're doing it wrong, or
Yeah, like, so the vagus nerve, runs down
oh
both sides
yeah,
of the body. So I like to do this every once in a while,
yeah, let's do that. You did
just
that
to
last time.
put my cold hands on my hot neck,
You're such a hottie.
Yeah, right. Hilarious.
Okay, so and then I know you had a whole thing that you did the last time. I don't know what you did. You put your hands here, and then behind your ears you pull.
Yeah, that is to open up your lymph nodes to help those.
Yeah,
You don't have to be rough
open
with
up
yourself.
here.
So if you can't be rough, that's fine. I mean, simple taking a walk will help open up your lymph nodes. But every once in a while, and for a while, I was doing it 4 times a day, but I am at the point where that's too much now. And so I only do it a couple times a week, but it is.
Oops, where'd she go? Where'd she go? Uh-oh, she'll be back. Hopefully, my camera wants to mess up. All right, well, whatever. What are we doing? We were, Randy, we were where the lymph nodes are. She'll come back and she'll explain it. And you go down your face, like you go to all the points to release. Here she is. Where'd she go? Oh my gosh.
Welcome to the jungle.
Randy wants to know what are we doing? And I was like,
what
I don't
are
know.
we doing? Well, that's a good question because I don't know how that just happened. Yes, I do. Somebody was trying to call me and I was trying to hang up that, but not lose StreamYard, and I evidently didn't do it right.
That's okay. It keeps us all awake, keeps us thinking, keeps us on our toes.
Right? So what was the question?
What are we doing? Okay, so when you
yes.
what's this
Okay, so
called?
first you want to open up the well that's in your collarbone because that is the biggest drain, and that is where the left side has more lymph nodes than the right side.
Okay,
So
left side.
the doctor that I got this from is on YouTube, Dr. Perry somebody or another, and Jackson, I think, is his last name. Anyways, so he starts on the left, and then just like in yoga, you have to make it even. So you go to the right hand side.
Okay.
And that starts to open up the lymph nodes. The second place to go is right behind your ear.
Right behind your earring.
Yep, on that little bump.
Little bone back there.
Right, and pull that down.
Pull them down. Oh, it opens up your sinus cavities. Oh, it's so nice.
Oh my gosh, yes. And then do it on the other side.
Zoom them together.
Now, another big place under the armpit.
Oh,
so I always work that armpit, but also grab the flesh in the front, particularly because I've had a mastectomy and a couple of the lymph nodes were taken. And then you go to the other side, and I also grab flesh from the back.
Oh, wow.
And then, yeah, I mean, oh, wow is right, right?
Yeah.
And then do it on the you know, the left arm and do the right arm and do the same thing.
Oh, wow. Didn't
Right.
know that.
Then from there, you go to your solar plexus, right where the ribs
Yes.
get just above your belly button. And
Yes,
you
Janet.
rub in circles and back and forth and up and down. Yes, this is the lymph node healing. So after you get done with that, then you want to do your whole abdomen.
Oh,
So,
my goodness.
oh my gosh, is right.
Yeah.
And then after you get that all moving around in there, you want to go to where our panty line rests in the hip crease, between our thigh and our hip crease.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
And you get in there and you open that up.
Oh, my goodness.
Hiccups. I know, especially if, you know, I mean, this just feels so totally different. This is a massage at the same time. So, you know, and then from there you go right behind the kneecap.
Randy's saying, should this hurt? No.
It can if you wanted to.
If you want to.
Depends on you. How hard do you want to put? How long has it been since you have honestly felt that? You can go get a hardcore massage and come out of there weighing 5 pounds less because they've opened every drain and you've had to go to the bathroom twice since they started.
Oh, wow.
So that's just, I'm just saying, it's a good way to help your body beat some of the discomfort.
Jamie's, she's a massage therapist.
Ah, yay, Jamie.
Cool.
Are you here in Michigan?
You close
Can I
by?
book an appointment with you?
Oh my goodness. So that helps open up and helps you.
Wow.
Another thing that we can do to relax.
It clears the head. It clears your head. So you can work here, Jamie, under the jaw, because you have lymph nodes here. So that helps relieve jaw pain, toothaches, your sinuses, you know, yoga breath. Press one nostril.
Look, she's been
breathe in.
Oh, yeah.
Close it. Breathe out through the other nostril. Breathe in.
That's a good one.
Close it. Breathe out through the other nostril. Breathe in. And that helps to clear. Well, I've been digging in the dirt today, so you know I got dust up in there. So that will help to clear that out and move that out as well.
And that's another way to sync hemi-sync your brain and your breath together there. Yep. Oh, she said she's been a therapist for 25 years. I wish right now I'm in Florida and it's slowing down. I'm starting tarot and trying to retire. Very cool. There's some awesome tarot readers in here.
Awesome, Jamie.
Diana has a deck. It's not a tarot deck. It's an oracle deck.
Oh, my deck. Yay.
Yeah, it's called Clarity.
Yep.
Show you some of that. Wonder Woman.
Let's
see who else
we all are
looking in the mirror. Right. I mean, there's just so many
reflections.
I love that. The Crow.
Yeah.
And there's so many good readers in the chats here and in our community. Hi, Allie. Allie is
speaking of good readers.
Yeah.
Oh, Allie, the other Allie. Hi, Allie, the other Allie. Sorry. But you're probably a good reader also. Vibrational beds are great. Yes, overall. And,
how do you do the vibration?
Those plates, the wave, they're good too.
I need to find out which one is the best. I know Ruby Red Zippers told me probably 4 times.
I have one that my kids sent me because this is what they have. Aaron and Moira have this. So they sent me the same one that they have. And it's called the Wave.
The Wave?
It's like, you know, the size of the portable electric stoves that are this wide and
Yeah.
this long, but there's enough room for both of your feet, of course. But it's a good sized platform, especially if you're
Okay.
just, you know.
I really need to get that. My
But
goodness.
it doesn't have to be that big because there are smaller ones out there as well. You
Do
know,
you do it a lot? Do you use it a lot?
I used it a lot when I first got it, but right now I haven't been because I've been in and out, in and out, in and out. And so because I'm trying to work outside, I need to be doing this because it's very good for relaxing the muscles after strenuous work.
Yeah, and that's
Being
important.
in a position where you're pushing yourself because there's been a hindrance for several months because of the damn solar flares. That's just my idea.
Oh my
Entertainment
goodness.
purposes only. Sorry, God, not meaning to point fingers or anything.
Janet wants to know if we can make a separate video of this lymph node healing process, please. It's easy. It's easy. I can help you.
Yes. Yes.
Diane would love that. And we
Yeah.
could do it together, or she could do it on her channel. Either way, I'm good. We could
You
put it
tell
on
us.
both channels.
Yeah, Janet, you tell us how would you like to go about this?
Yeah, we would love to. and Randy is being Randy, 25 cents at a cheap motel.
I think it's gone up to 75.
Uh-oh. There's inflation.
Inflation hits the magic fingers.
I used to love this when I was a kid and travel. Oh my goodness. What about the motel costs? Okay, Allie and Randy are going to have. Oh, here's Gwen has Life Pro. Makes one with a lifetime warranty that I like. It's a Rumble Flex, I believe.
Rumblex.
Rumblex. How's
Cool.
that? Oh, she had the Rife machine. She got a Rife machine thing. Gwen, let us know how that's working.
Yeah, tell
for
us.
her. Look what I picked 2 of your cards. I got the Here Lies. Now that's still a past.
Yep.
There it goes. Bye-bye. And here's the future. Playing in the sandbox.
Yep.
Have fun.
Tail end of spring going on here.
We're
in the middle of spring.
And it was so crazy. I knew someone would get me. Randy, she's silly.
Right?
The cycle is
Randy.
nuts.
So glad you joined us. The solar flare. Yes, Jamie. Oh my gosh.
Are you serious, Gwen? She's on her 3rd power outage in Georgia. Georgia, right?
Well, that's what Stefan Burns said this morning, rolling power outages.
Oh, man.
Yeah, wow. Sorry, hon.
Let's see what lymph massage is a soft redirect to the thoracic duct. Oh, not a traditional massage. Lymph are very surface level. Well, that's good to know. I need to get into it more. Sorry, Gwen. I said Georgia. It's North Carolina. Still, man. Does it make the bed shake? Well, the the rumble thing. Oh, Lord, no, I can't remember what I said.
Yeah, mine shakes, but what it also I do on it is just knee bends, but not deep knee bends. You can make it go fast, you can make it go slow. I do it for about 15 minutes.
Okay, I think Janet's talking about the last time you did it. When we did it you went into it the last time, like a couple of shows ago. Are you talking about making that its own video?
That would be great.
That would be really cool, Janet.
Right, because we did go to extremes on that one. That was another moon.
I think I was at I don't know if it was the Scorpio full moon. Man, that last moon was that Scorpio full moon, and those last 2 weeks about kicked my butt.
I think it was a new moon also, but
it was a new moon. It was the one before Scorpio.
Taurus.
Judge Sator. Yeah, because we were talking about the
The
body.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. She doesn't use it in the bed. Hold on. It sits in front of my sofa where I watch TV, so I have no excuse to use it. Oh, that's cool. Yep. Yep. Let me see out here. You can get any standing vibrational plate for 150 to 500. They all work. Just get controls that you can ramp up.
Yeah.
Thank you, Allie. I appreciate all your knowledge on this.
Yeah.
Important.
And the one they sent me, you know, it was in that $150 range.
Yeah, they tend to be a bit heavy, she said. Yeah, I need
This
to
one
save
is
up
heavy.
for it. That's what I need to do. Or ask the
I have it
universe.
in
I
the
just
kitchen.
heard.
Can't
Ask the
help but
universe.
stub my toe on it.
You stepped your toe?
Well, no, now
Oh,
I've gotten used to making sure that I walk around it. But it's in the doorway from the dining room to the kitchen. So I turn it sideways so there's room to get through the doorway. But
yeah.
I find that that's the easiest place for me to use it because it's right there in the doorway and I have no excuse.
Yeah, you got to walk
Except
by
for,
it.
right,
And so you
except
might
for
as
the
well
past
get on
couple
it.
weeks.
Oh my goodness, I need that. Um, where was that? So everything, all these aspects in this chart is about liberating ourselves. The
Yes.
more we let go and liberate ourselves, all these planets are working with us. Pluto, Uranus, Sedna, and Hygeia.
Yes.
I mean, it's a lot, but and they're going to go deep. You know, we're still. I don't think we ever really stop and fully heal. I don't know if there's an
Right.
end point.
Well, Vesta too, because Vesta's in Scorpio. And what is
Oh
Vesta?
man, and so
Our
is Black
heart.
Moon
Our
Lilith.
heart is the first hearth, is the
Yep.
first home, is what is inside of us. So again, taking care of us, cleaning house,
Is
throwing away
Vesta
the garbage.
is Vesta and Black Moon Lilith conjunct at 6 degrees? Yeah,
On the
in
23rd or
Scorpio
today? No.
today. Yeah, it's 6 degrees. They're conjunct. So
Oh,
Vesta
yes.
and Black
Yes.
Moon Lilith are together in Scorpio. That's
Yes.
really healing that divine feminine, the fears of being who you authentically are. You know,
Yeah.
it is a good time to adopt cats. Ruby Red Slippers. It's always a good time to adopt cats. If I could fit any more in here, I would. I would do this. I love my babies. Oh my God, they're so much fun. And you know, I gotta have something to spoil. And my kids don't really need me at all anymore. So, and now that Raven's moved further away, I only get to see her about once a month. But hopefully during the summer, it'll be more often. See, exactly 2 weeks of ascension sickness, solar flare. Yes,
I
ma'am. It
just
is.
love that somebody understands me.
It was awful. It was that Scorpio full
Yep.
moon. I was like, man, I knew it was going to be a big
Yep.
one. It's going to pull out some deep,
Yep.
dark stuff. Boy,
It's like the earth becomes a magnet. I'm already so grounded, right? Because I'm always walking barefoot, and that's the best thing to do. Okay. But it's so grounded because it's such a magnet right now. I can't peel my feet off. I've got to stand there and get everything all in alignment and then begin to move. And that's that's all my brothers see. So therefore they think that this is all wrong and the chiropractor isn't helping me. Not true. I'm on the inside looking out. I know what's better.
Oh, we love Steph and Jeremy. We love them.
Thank you. Thank
We
you.
Yeah, thank
Yes.
you, Ruby Red Slippers. We love him. Yes.
Yeah.
Ruby Red
Thank you.
Slippers
Yes.
used
Thank
her.
you, Red.
Yep, she
Ruby Red.
uses her plates every day. Play, love, remember, it's deep diving into spring cleaning, moving furniture, pulling up rugs. Yeah, I mean, it's perfect right now to clear. Once you clear the energy you live in, your energy field is free to experience higher experiences, getting in connecting to those higher frequencies.
Yeah.
You know, I can't live in a mess. I have a hard time with that. I just can't. I'm not saying I haven't, and I just did well. I did
Well,
that around the Scorpio full moon, that deep cleaning, because everything was wanting to come up. I thought that was. It really just felt like we were just breaking down, and we weren't going to come out of that. Been going on for the last few months, really. But that Scorpio kind of put the icing on the cake. And then as soon as we hit Gemini season on the 20th, I felt elevated. I felt better. Hi, Rossi. I felt like, oh, here I'm back. Am I back? Am I really back?
am I
You
here?
know?
Did the spaceship just take off or land?
Yeah. And then yesterday was kind of questionable, but I kind of like, okay, I know it's the build up to the new moon, and we just had the Saturn shift over into Aries, so there's always adjustment periods. But this is really going to help us get clarity, transform. We are realigning our throat chakra. Remember to connect all your chakras to your heart.
Yep.
So you can, because once you have everything energetically flowing through you properly, it makes life so much easier to connect to what it is you prefer, and are articulating what it is. And this is, again, speak it out loud, whatever it is that you want to create, who you want to become, whatever it is you prefer to experience, say it. Even if it sounds ridiculous to you, or there's no way that can happen, I'm too old, or whatever. Don't talk to yourself like that. It's so important.
Right. We are
Really
never
think
too
about it.
old.
Right. Really, really think about how our self-talk is. This is really about us, and this is about our self-talk and how we communicate and express ourselves. And we're going to have Neptune and Saturn. They're going to go direct for a little bit, but then they're both going to stop, okay, and go retrograde and back into Pisces. Now, it probably won't be like it was the first time, but that's always that muddy feeling, that flowing,
Well, this is,
directionless flow
you know,
feeling.
how after the flooded basement drains, you've still got a mess to clean up, and that's what this is about. Because they're not going to go back in there the next time.
No, that's true. That's true. I love how you said that. That is so true. Let's see. We are recreating a new foundation. Don't forget, and we can quantum leap and jump timelines. The more that you are open to experience, raising your frequency, it's given to everybody.
And once Saturn gets going, once both of them get going in Aries, Saturn moves much faster. He's going to be in Aries for 3 years, but he moves much faster than Neptune. So Neptune's going to get left behind, but while he is left behind, he is going to help you see how to take action on the dreams you've got for your own future.
I love that. Yeah, because Neptune will be there 14 years. Saturn is going to pass him, but it's not going to be till sometime next year. So they're kind of in orb up until spring, summer next year, and then Saturn, but they retrograde. So, it might, I haven't looked that far out on that. What else we got here? I just saw something. We're dissolving the past. Let it dissolve. Let it go. Let it go. I mean, we have to consciously let things go for them to go. And
I just thought the movie Frozen just went through. Let it go. Let it go.
And I mean, as soon as we do, and we let it go in love and honor. Thank you for bringing me to this part of my journey, because that's really what it did. I used to be so hard on myself, my past selves, because she was a little feisty, got me in trouble, but brought me to this to now, you know, like all of us. We all joyful mystic. Ruby Red Zippers is on hers now, on her vibrating thing. There you go.
Glad to help you oblige.
Clarity, transformation, yes.
Well,
Saturn is spiritual discipline, realigning our throat. I think I hit everything. Do you think we got everything?
I think we got everything, you know.
Mercury.
Yeah. I think we've got everything because it's a weekend to sit back and relax. We're not saying it ain't gonna get crazy next week. We're just saying this is that weekend, that one time a year where it's that weekend. Luckily, it's always the weekend of Memorial Day. Most of us here, well, not most of us, those of us here in the Northern Hemisphere know summer is here. And in the South, it's finally cooled off.
Right?
As cool as Australia can get, right? Or Africa, because those are pretty hot climates.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Vacation mode is in effect. I love that, Millie.
Yeah, I love that too. Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's time for us to sign off.
Yeah, it is.
For an hour and a half. Thank you all for staying with us.
My Mercury just wants to keep on talking.
Oh yeah, I'm right. We're gonna bore everybody tears at that point.
Right. But yeah, just remember we got the next moon coming up, full moon in Sagittarius. That's gonna be a nice moon too. I'm not sure what the transits are, but Sagittarius is usually very fun and free and joyful, and you know, just
my birthday all over again.
Yeah. And Dinah has birthday coming up on June 9th.
Yes.
And she's gonna have a nice birthday this year.
And on my birthday is the full moon, isn't it? No.
And when is, I think it's the 12th, if I'm not, am I right? The 12th?
You're right, the 12th. So
we will be back on the 12th for sure, Diana and I. Tomorrow night I'm going to be with Angela Capwell,
Yay!
Yes. Cartomancy Mystique. She is wanting to talk about it. The title of the show is how to stay calm during chaos, and it's ideas on how to keep yourself, you know, like enough food, like if in case anything emergencies come up, you know, throughout the summer, like you lose power or you lose water, things like that. She's really good at all this, and she's also an excellent tarot card reader.
And she's awesome. Reader. She's an excellent cartomancy reader.
Yeah, and she's a psychic medium also, like everybody here.
Yeah.
We all have turned on our psychic abilities. That's what I wanted to say. This has aligned us by losing all of the things that aren't going with us. I kept seeing us like as a, you know, the gears, the puzzles with the gears.
Yeah.
Sticking into place.
I know those really well.
And that's what they were showing me. It's like we all have our own you know, combination law, and that is now been tweaked enough to where we can come out and be who we are, who we choose to be. All of that, not saying we're not going to go through more healing and down times, right? But now it is about us living our lives. You know, there's got to be a point where it's not all about the healing anymore, or all about the depression and sadness, and that's coming from somebody who was there for 40 years.
Yeah, right.
Pay attention to me. But anyway, we will come back on that fun full moon in Sagittarius, and I hope to see you tomorrow night. Diana will be on tomorrow night with Allie Martin, Heart and Soul Connected for the Dream Detect. No,
That's
what's it
Tuesday.
called?
Oh, wait, today is Monday.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, see?
You would have forgot. What do you call it now? Dreams, visions, and
Appearances.
appearances. So if you
Dreams,
got
visions, and appearances. I do Akashic reads at 5 o'clock with Linda and Viviani. And then on Thursday, I'll be on with Diane G, Paul White Dragon, myself, and Allie to talk about where our spaceships have taken us. And I think we're going to discuss Orion, the hunter.
cool. Oh, geez, and we're still in the Pleiades portal too.
We
So
are
we have a new moon
Pleiades.
portal with the Pleiades portal, and all that energy like pours down to us through our central sun. And I mean, we're really in a cool spot for humanity. Humanity is elevating, evolving, ascending, and we're all doing our little thing in our corner of the world that makes us smile.
Yeah,
Right?
by all means. By all means.
So tomorrow your first show is at 5 Eastern, and what time is the second show with Allie?
That'll be on at 7 Eastern.
7 Eastern.
And the show on Thursday will be on at 2 o'clock.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. We love you all very much, and we will see you on the next full moon in Sagittarius. Wait, oh geez, June 6th, Venus goes into a different sign. When does Jupiter change signs? June 9th on your birthday, right?
I do believe. Hold on, let me look. The cheat sheet's right here.
Will be leaving Gemini and going into Cancer. This is going to be really nice energy on Diana's birthday. So
which means that he's still conjunct my Uranus, because he's conjunct my Uranus at 29 degrees in Gemini, and that's where he is right now. And Uranus, when she moves, will finally get off of my Mars, because my Mars is at 29 degrees of Taurus. So Uranus is going to go into Gemini and be aligned with Sedna and Hygeia. As Hygeia moves, so will Uranus, but not as quickly as Hygeia. She moves a little faster. She's more like the sun. And then that Jupiter, he's going to be slow in the beginning, but then he's going to catch up speed too. His cycle is every 12 years. So.
We gotta talk to Diane G. She could change her time real quick. She has it for 2 a.m.
Yes. The show has been changed from 3 till 2.
Yeah, she's got 2 a.m. instead of 2.
Oh, well, where is she? I forgot where she is.
Well,
she's not on this side of the earth. I don't know. I can't remember.
Oh, no, man.
It might be for her 2 a.m. But we'll straighten it up. I'll check in with her.
Yes, it's about remembering our power. That is what's happening. We're living through history, epic history.
Yep.
And you want to live your life on your terms. It's important.
We are becoming crystalline energy.
Yeah, we are. And that Jupiter going into Cancer, it's going to be sweet. It's going to feel good.
Enjoy the last few days of May, everybody.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
That's okay. Enjoy the last few days of May.
Oh, yeah. And we will see you next month. We love y'all. Thank you. Be safe out there. We love you.
Bye-bye. Om Mani Padme Hum.